Peggy.
Hi, I'm Jay.
I'm Casey.
Hi, I'm Jeanette.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, my name is Bryn. Today I'm discussing the reasons why affirmative action is not beneficial to society. I will discuss three main points. Affirmative action can take away from the quality of work performed. Affirmative action causes reverse discrimination. Affirmative action contributes to negative views on the people whom it benefits. I work within a field that can be incredibly sexist. I have faced rejection many times based purely on the fact that I am a female. Obviously, I must not be as strong or as capable as a male would be in performing the task required of me. I work as a theater technician, running lights and sound, and yes, heavy lifting is required, as well as technical capabilities. We all know that females are the emotional, fragile sex, while males are the strong, technical, and logical sex. I have literally had a man who had never worked in a theater before chosen above me just because he is a male. I feel very strongly that this treatment should not occur, but would I want a policy saying that it is required that the theater I work for should hire me because I am a female? Or better qualifications, or the male will have better qualifications as me? Definitely not. I don't know about you, but I know that if I felt as though my boss couldn't fire me based on the fact that I am a female, I wouldn't put in half the effort that I do. My line of work is predominantly male. There are not many females competing for the position. I know that there are a line of males just dying to get my job and who could replace me if I should mess up. This drives me to work as hard as I can, producing good quality work for my clients. In Charles T. Kennedy's article, Affirmative Action Harms Society, it says that affirmative action causes the incentives to perform to diminish. I couldn't agree more. In reality, affirmative action policies are always going to be hurting someone. Yeah, it might sound fantastic at first to a female that she has more of a chance to be hired over a male, but what about the male side of it? Affirmative action is totally unfair to white males in particular. According to Stephen Yates in his article, Affirmative Action Creates Reverse Discrimination, there are quotas that have to be met, which require a certain number of minorities and women to be hired. In other words, say 50 people were to apply for a position of 15 spots, and 8 of those positions were required to be filled by either minority or a woman. But only 6 people who actually applied qualified for the job. They could not be hired into the remaining 2 positions that were to be filled by minorities or females, and the company would have to wait until applicants that fit their criteria came along. Tom L. Beauchamp says in his article titled In Favor of Affirmative Action, which is printed in the affirmative action debate, gives an opposing viewpoint, which is that there is still much discrimination against minorities and women, and that affirmative action is necessary in society because these people will not get jobs otherwise. I believe that it is partially true. However, I don't think that affirmative action, at least in the way that it's being used today, is a necessary means for abolishing this prejudice, because it will just cause prejudice against a different group of people. In my opinion, affirmative action doesn't actually benefit anyone. In the article, Affirmative Action is Racist by K.L. Billingsley, it says that black economist named Walter Williams said that affirmative action is demeaning in many ways, and even those who support it would find it insulting if told the reason that they have this job was because of affirmative action. I believe that one reason that people would find this demeaning is because, in a sense, These policies are saying that certain groups are inferior or incapable of making it on their own, and therefore need some help in order to get a decent job or education. According to the article, White Racism Harms Blacks by David K. Shipler, affirmative action hasn't changed the way that minorities are looked upon. It says, before it was just blacks were unqualified and therefore weren't hired. Now the argument goes, blacks are unqualified but are hired because they are black. Same belief, different outcome. So yes, at least now it is required that minorities are hired and they can have the same opportunities as those who aren't a minority. But is it really beneficial to the individual who constantly has to hear that they only have the job because they are a certain color or gender? I know that if I had to constantly hear that the one reason I had my job was because I was female and that I didn't really have the qualifications for it, my self-esteem and self-worth would suffer. According to Charles T. Kennedy's in his article, Affirmative Action Harms Society, preferences attack the dignity to the preferred and cast a pall of doubt over their competence and worth. I believe that this helps to prove that many affirmative action policies cause more harm than good to people it supposedly benefits. In conclusion, I hope that I have helped you understand that affirmative action is not necessarily helpful to us as a society, and it will not help us to achieve equal standards that it claims to promote. I have explained briefly that affirmative action can lower the work ethics of individuals as well as cause reverse racism and cast a negative view on those that it claims to help. Keep this in mind when you are voting for candidates or on anything relating to this topic. Things are not always what they seem. Thank you.